All right, good morning. So here is the kind of final step in your Sgraffito demo. So I did a time lapse of this one the other day, kind of the, all black with the Ruth design. And then this one was kind of the ombre glaze. So I'm just gonna kind of do kind of like a mandala style, just kind of like an abstract design in the Sgraffito. So remember, you can draw onto your piece. Like for this one, I actually drew the sketch of Ruth, wrote out the words before I carved it in, because remember the pencil burns out in the kiln. But for this one, I think I'm just gonna kind of wing it, because I have the idea kind of in my head. Okay, so a couple of tools that you'll need. I will give you one of these really small loop or trimming tools. I really like both of these. Like this one gives you kind of a harder edge. This one, you can kind of treat it more just like a pencil. And then it is good to have a paintbrush or something to kind of brush away the underglaze as you're kind of trimming it, just to kind of clear it up so you can see it. So I'm just gonna kind of start. So again, this piece, when I was throwing it, I created these kind of like lines in there. So I'm gonna kind of use those to start. So I'm just gonna, and again, you're just scratching away that very first, you're just scratching away the light layer of glaze to kind of reveal the, obviously you can't blow on it because you're going to be in class. So that's why I recommend having like a paintbrush or that sponge tool that I gave you to kind of brush away those. Or you can of course use your hands as well. I don't know, it's kind of more annoying. I kind of feel like an archaeologist like this, like Jurassic Park. Okay, so I'm just kind of starting out doing kind of like a florally design in this one. So again, the whole process now, I've been kind of slowly recording this during my prep periods. It's taken me, I would say, about a week. And I mean, I threw my piece on the first try. So you have a month to work on your piece, depending what school looks like. So if you're here every day, then probably a lot easier to reach that goal. If you're not, again, as soon as you throw your plate, this type of stuff you can of course do at home. God. So hopefully you can kind of see, I don't know, it's just kind of like a little flower type design in there. What am I gonna do next? I'm just gonna do kind of like some lines. I'm not gonna do the whole piece with you. I'm just gonna kind of do some just to kind of show you. I guess I should use this other tool to kind of show you what that's like. So again, this one, you can carve like a wider piece. So if you wanted to carve more of that away at once. I don't usually like to do that. It's giving you kind of a weird, I don't know. But let's say you were clearing away like a large area. Now I gotta do it on both sides so that my mandala is balanced. That could be something. I really like to use just the corner of it. Again, it's kind of better. I'm drawing it towards myself rather than away, but it's kind of up to you. So again, you're just kind of carving away. If you do this at home, I would recommend not breathing it in. Like again, I should probably just be wearing my mask in general, because these tiny particles of glaze aren't really great to be breathing in. Not that I'm breathing them in, but I'm creating them. So you just kind of go around and like, now looking at it, I don't feel like I really carved this design deep enough because I couldn't really see the bisque all the way through. Not the bisque, the greenware. Like that white of the clay. I wasn't really seeing it. Because again, I did do kind of a few layers of glaze for this one as I was kind of overlapping it. So Oh. Okay. So, and again, so obviously, like, I am just winging it, which is the thing I always tell all of you not to do. But you should at least kind of sketch up some ideas to begin, especially because, like, you know, I make tons of these. I'm just making this as an example for you. But for you, you know, you're making one plate. It's probably going to take you a while to get that perfect plate thrown on the wheel. So you don't necessarily want to get to this point and just be kind of making it up as you go along. So you know that wonderful saying, do as I say, not as I do. That's kind of what we're doing here. Okay, so you can also use a needle tool, but I don't prefer that because, again, you're not able to really pull as much clay away. It seems like it would be good, but it's actually pretty annoying. So again, you want to go for one of these that gives you just a bit of a better kind of carve. So I'm not gonna make you sit through this whole thing. I'm just gonna actually time lapse the rest of it just so you can kind of see where I go with it because it's starting out pretty weird. But yeah, that is basically Sgraffito. So again, you're just scratching onto the piece, revealing the clay that is underneath, that is gonna be then in relief, and then the colors that you glazed it will be kind of left over. And then again, we're gonna carve this whole thing, fire it once, take it out of the kiln, and there's any areas that you wanna touch up with your underglaze, you can do that, let it dry, and then we're gonna coat the whole thing in a nice clear so that you can eat off of it. Then it will be done. Okay, so stay tuned for the rest of it.